Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh and Diop. It is clear that here Plato takes up the Egyptian theory of being composed of three elements: the Ka, the intellect; the Ba, the vital force; the Sed, mortal body, by barely adapting it, and by changing the original names. The Heliopolitan origin of Plato's doctrine is even more obvious in the ideas on astronomy that are put forth in the Tiamas, because they are integral copies of the Egyptian theories, as corroborated by the statements of Strabo, a chauvinistic Greek who cannot be said to be generous toward the ancient Egyptians. Through a mediocre and degraded mystical account, Plato, in order to introduce mathematical time in the universe, reverts to the Egyptian ideas on sidereal and civil calendars on a purely qualitative level. Now, when the Father who engendered it understood that this world moved and was alive, image born of the eternal gods, he rejoiced, and in his joy, he thought of ways to make it resemble his model even more. That is why its author thought of making a certain mobile limitation of eternity, and while organizing the heavens, he made out of the one and immutable eternity this eternal image that progresses according to the law of numbers, this thing that we call in time. In fact, days and nights, months and seasons never existed before the birth of heaven, but their birth was accomplished at the same time that heaven was constructed, because all this comprises divisions of time. The past and the future are engendered species of time, and when we apply them out of the context of eternal substance, it is because we are ignorant of their nature. Tiamas 37d and E. Plato then opposes the qualities of eternal substance, which in brief is as long as eternal being, to which it is improper to apply the notion of physical time determined from the sensible world to those of matter in the process of becoming. And besides that, all the formulas of this kind, what became has become. What becomes is the process of becoming, or else the future is the future, or again, non being is non being. All these expressions are never correct. Timias 38b. Here Plato uses a pure and simple language. The same sentences of Heliopolitan cosmogony in reference to the becoming of the god Khepera. See page 328. Plato then speaks of the conjunction and the oppositions of the planets, of the 8 orbits of the then 5 known planets, the moon and the sun, their oblique course following the movement of the other and that of the same, of the origin of day and night, of the phases of the planets, and of the great year. Nonetheless, it is possible to conceive that the perfect number of time has achieved the perfect year when the 8 revolutions, having equalized their speed, return to the initial point and give as common measurement to those speeds the circle of the same, which possesses a uniform movement. TMOS 38B, 39D, and E. And we'll pause right here. Continue back with the conclusion in last chapter of Civilization or Barbarism. I'm Uriel Riley. High as heart.